Hello there. So I just trying to keep making videos to help people with tinnitus. I don't know if I have anything like that great to say today, but I thought I would at least check in and make another video. The only thing I could come up with today was, I guess my tinnitus is like always on, but I'm always okay. Like there's like a volume switch and I can't turn it down. I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. It's just always making this all the time. And I can hear it pretty good. I guess it's kind of quiet in here. But like my attention just sort of drifts away from it after a while. And I don't really think about it anymore, which is not the same as when I first got it. It was horrifying. But like, yeah, it's just always on, but I'm always fine. Like, I think that's part of the whole like strategy of being able to somehow be okay with it is being able to allow your attention to drift away from it. And that's easier said than done when you are terrified or horrified or whatever by it in the beginning, because what is this new sound? Why won't it go away? So then I used to have this approach to how to go about getting in a better place, and the first thing is to go to the doctor and make sure that you're safe, in a maybe 98, 99 or whatever percent of the cases. Everybody's fine in terms of their physical health. It's more of a mental health problem in that it causes a lot of anxiety to have this sound. But for all intents and purposes, it's not like you can't do what you need to do in your life, but you kind of hold yourself back because of it. There are some people who have also what's called hyperacusis, where loud noises are also terrifying and they have trouble even going outside. I don't make too many videos about that because I don't have that. But from what I've read, it sounds like it's a similar approach in that the more you can become okay with the sound and also okay with noises, the more you can go on about your life and do what you want to do. But the first step is to go to the doctor and have them check your ears and your vitals. And doctors are trained to make sure that they don't give you bad advice because they could be sued. So when the doctor tells you, look, you have a sound, but your health is good, it's important to take that to heart, because when you know that this sound will not actually harm you, it helps you to go one more level down away from being so horrified by tinnitus. It's not going to do anything to you. Also, I know there are some stories you'll read about where tinnitus got much worse for people. But in a huge majority of cases, it's the opposite. Or it just doesn't get any worse, but in a way it does get a lot better because people get used to it. Though when I know, like when I first heard that I would get used to it or something like that, I was like, that's impossible. There's no way I would ever get used to this. Yet I have. I don't think about it anymore. Or, I think about it, but I don't like worry about it. It doesn't like occupy my thoughts. So that's the first thing. It's just make sure the doctor says you're okay. And then after that, maybe you can even start doing this right away. You listen to some background noises. What that does is it helps trick the brain out of thinking about it. It doesn't really matter exactly like how loud the noises are, as long as it's not super loud. It's more just trying to find like a sound that's very similar to the sound of your tinnitus, or a sound that sort of distracts you away from the tinnitus. Both are okay, but playing the sound all the time is perfectly fine while you're sleeping, while you're awake, whenever you feel it's helpful to you. Playing a background noise, like I say, it starts to trick the brain away from thinking about the sound. It doesn't, in my experience, it doesn't necessarily make it go away or make it less, but your thoughts about it are less. And, if you think about it, or actually, how can I say this? If you're not thinking about something, does it exist? So it's kind of like that. You get where you're not thinking about it. And so playing the sound can be good. Then the next steps are generally engaging your brain in other ways where your brain is sort of forced to think about something else. Like right now, you're listening to the sound of my voice and you're focusing on what I'm saying, so it might be a little bit hard for you to hear the tinnitus simultaneously. And the same thing could be said for many other activities where you have to do some exercise, or you have to think about drawing something, or learning a language, or writing something, or reading something, learning some new skill like dancing or yoga, all kinds of things. Wherever you have to use your brain to be involved in doing that task, however difficult it might be, especially at first when you're having so much trouble with the sound, but you want to keep going back to that, going back to activities that cause you to have to think about something else besides the sound. So that in the beginning is difficult, but if you'll just keep sticking to it and finding activities for yourself, you'll find, I think you'll even be able to notice in yourself, oh, I didn't think about tinnitus for the last 5 minutes. I was so busy doing such and such. Maybe if you just got 30 seconds, that's already a good place. But as you get a little bit better at that, you'll start to be able to start reading a book or something and get where I just read a whole chapter and maybe I heard the tinnitus, but it wasn't really like at the front of my thinking, And in time, it'll just get to where it's in the back of your thinking. It's not really something that you think about anymore. I can't say I don't think about it. I've always got it. And I've got this, high-pitched noise that's always there. But it's just like you can see, I stopped and thought about it just now, but in the video, I've just been talking and I didn't have time to think about it, So that's kind of like the 3-step process to habituating to tinnitus. I think if you work through that a little bit, you'll get better at it and you'll get to where you have back to more like normal, like you were before. I'm doing great. Maybe a little better than before in some ways, just because I've learned and how to not worry so much. So, okay, I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.